though. That means it was on pay-per-view for us though.
Cool, all good, man. I'm just going to clap it quickly because there's a audio delay. All good?
All good.
Right, man. Let's record it.
Yes, people, and welcome back to Punches and Pundits. Now, before we start, make sure to like, comment, and subscribe if you're watching on YouTube. And if you're listening on any sort of audio platform, make sure to download the episodes. Now, a couple hours ago, we had UFC 324, the first event of the year, the first event on Paramount Plus, and it was headlined by a fellow Brit, Paddy Pimblett, against Justin Gaethje for the interim lightweight title. And unfortunately for us UK MMA fans, the wait for fourth champion is going to have to wait because Justin Gaethje defeated Paddy Pimblett by unanimous decision. Now, it was a war. And I think throughout the week, Paddy was like, I wouldn't mind a war. I've never had a war. I'll have a war. But when the war doesn't go your way, you know, I'm sure Paddy's gone back to the hotel room and he's like, I think that was a winnable fight for Paddy. It was a winnable fight for Paddy, and I think a couple of things stood out for me. I think his game plan was wrong, and Dana did point that out in the post-fight press conference. That for me, his striking had to set up for a shot or press Gaethje against the cage, let him know he's there. You know, more clinch work where he's not against the fence. In the first round, he got caught against the fence and Gaethje knocked him down nicely. Now, I know there was a few issues with eye pokes, especially on the second one, where he poked Paddy's eye and then the second knockdown happened. But I am amazed that Paddy didn't try and engage the grappling a little bit more. And I know his corner were like, the single leg's there, like, let's get to work. But he was adamant and on the outside, landing jabs, you know, landed good punches. Paddy's striking is solid. It's not bad at all. And his chin, like we found out yesterday that his chin is it'll be very hard to knock him out. But he had to implement his grappling for me. And I think him not doing that, he paid the price ultimately.
At the end of the day, for me, it was just a disappointing performance. I think we can talk about him being a grappler, him using his grappling. It was just a disappointing performance. I mean, you look at it, it was a big opportunity for him. His opportunity to win some gold against Gaethje, who's come out and said, this is my final run at a title. If I don't get a title during this run, he's going to retire. So this is a guy at the end of his career. This is a guy who's almost 1 foot out the door. And you're expecting Paddy to show up. Las Vegas, biggest fight of his life. And for me, okay, he was tough. He showed a good chin. But it was a poor performance. Skill-wise, Gaethje was levels above him. And I can't lie, I have to put my hands up and say I got the prediction wrong. I said I thought Paddy was going to win. But yeah, just a disappointing performance from Paddy. You know, his striking, it didn't look great, but his striking has never been his strength. Again, game plan-wise, didn't really shoot as much. Didn't have the ability to take him down. Jiu-jitsu-wise, he still, for me, is the better grappler on the mats, off his back. He has the better offensive jiu-jitsu, but yeah, just a poor performance. And now you look at that with Paddy, I think there's going to be a lot of lightweights that will fancy their chances against him. Do you
know what fight that reminded me of? It reminded me a little bit of JDM against Bilal, in the sense where Bilal was adamant that he could stand with JDM, and he didn't implement his wrestling. We all knew Paddy's not going to shoot from minute one and do a Hamzat. But with the accumulation of damage and stuff, when he had Gaethje hurt, go for the shot. You know, we saw it against Michael Chandler where he hurt Michael Chandler, he got his hands together and he took him down. There was one instance pretty late in the fight where he did and he wasn't able to do it, but he was exhausted. He took so many punches to the head. I think that should have been a priority for him. Yeah, staying on the outside, landing a jab. The jab was cash money for Paddy. That was his best punch of the fight. It was cash money. He was hitting him. And Gaethje was swinging. This is the thing, though. Like, when Gaethje was swinging like that, and I think that's Paddy's not at that elite level. I'm not saying he might not get to that elite level yet, but when Justin Gaethje was swinging for the bleachers against, let's say, a Charles Oliveira when they fought, we saw how that ended. When Gaethje started loading up against Oliveira, I know that was a couple years ago. Oliveira's, he's got better striking than Paddy, but his finishing instinct, him taking him down, how he moved, he got his jiu-jitsu in full flow. Like, that's what I kind of thought was gonna happen. I thought Paddy would land an unorthodox strike, get his hands together, bring Gaethje down, and smash him, and either a submission or a TKO would open. That's what I thought would happen. Like I said, he's super tough, and a lot of Gaethje's punches would have slept a lot of the lightweights. But I guess in that aspect, you learn a lot about Paddy. You know that to finish him, it's gonna take a lot. But also looking back at that fight, if he would have won that fight, the way he's not defensively responsible a lot of the time, like he'll get hit, and then this one you see this, he'll get hit, and it's not there constantly. And he's not scared of Gaethje's power, but if he would have fought Topuria,
if he fought Oliveira, any of the top guys is in trouble. And what I look at as well in this fight, Gaethje didn't even have to be at his best. For me, that wasn't a vintage Gaethje performance. It wasn't. He didn't have to be at his best. And for me, Gaethje is he's not the same guy he was a couple years ago in his prime. This is a Gaethje at the end of his career, and I know he had a staph infection as well because he was covering it up. He was defo on antibiotics as well. It was a depleted Gaethje, a Gaethje who's a lot older, a Gaethje who's 1 foot out the door, and that was still good enough to beat Paddy, who's in his prime right now. And that says a lot. And like I mentioned, a lot of top lightweights. Now we look at the whole lightweight division, the top 10. Bar Chandler, I don't think he's even top 10 anymore. Who do you think Paddy beats convincingly? Are you confidently telling me he will beat Benoit Saint Denis convincingly?
I think Paddy beats BSD.
Benoit, but confidently. And how does he beat him? Does he take him down? Can he take down Benoit? There's no guarantees he can take down Benoit. On the feet, he's not a better striker than Benoit. You've got Rufi.
Is he?
No,
Paddy,
no. I've got to reevaluate everything now after that performance. I know.
Nah,
I know it's reactive,
I
but I know it's reactive.
No, I think you're being a bit harsh.
No, it's not harsh. No, you just have to be real sometimes.
I think if Paddy stayed on the outside against BSD, he would win a fight.
But that's not his style though. He's not.
But he's gonna have to look at the tape and see what was working against.
Rufy on the feet.
No, I don't want to hear nothing about.
No, I'm just saying. All right, you've got Dan Hooker.
Paddy was smashed.
Do you think he confidently beats Dan Hooker?
Yeah.
Confidently.
Yeah.
Confidently.
No, you're being a bit too harsh. Like,
okay.
For me as well.
Arman
Like,
Tsarukyan, he doesn't do nothing to him.
Yeah, Arman.
He doesn't do nothing to Charles Oliveira. He doesn't do enough to Charles, your boy. He beats Charles.
He doesn't beat Charles. No, okay. But I think but hold on.
He does nothing to Charles.
No. You're being harsh because for me the intangibles mattered as well. Like when he got dealt with those first 2 rounds, eye pokes were involved, especially like I said, the second knockdown. But he went and won the third pretty convincingly. So that shows that,
that was his heart. That was his heart.
That was his heart.
No, he's tough. We'll give him that.
No, but I think those are the most
skill-wise. I don't know. I thought I expected better from him, and we didn't see it. Even though rounds.
We do this every time. Paddy v Gaethje 10 times.
Well, after that performance, you gotta say 9 out of 10.
What?
For Gaethje. 9 out of 10 for Gaethje.
Nah, you're going mad.
One time
you're going mad.
That one time is just.
You're going mad.
No,
you're going mad. You're going mad. That's a 5. That's a 5-5. Is Paddy a better striker than Gaethje? No. On the outside?
He's not a better striker. After watching that fight, he's not a better striker than Gaethje. Is he a better wrestler? No. He has better jiu-jitsu, but to use your jiu-jitsu, you have to get the fight on the mats.
When Paddy, we got to rewatch the fight. When Paddy was disciplined, was landing on the outside, landing his jab, he won the round. In the striking exchange, there was no grappling involved. When it's a firefight and he's against the cage and Gaethje's going to be swinging bleachers, from the bleachers, like absolute atomic bombs at his head, he's in trouble. But if it's a technical fight and he's behind his jab and he makes sure like his right hand is to his chin, right here, and he's landing, he had way longer arms. The kicks, Gaethje's leg was messed.
No, he's got good kicks, Paddy, but There's one guy I forgot to mention as well who's also a lightweight. Does Paddy Pimblett beat Max Holloway?
No.
He doesn't beat Max Holloway. So that's a good 4 lightweights that we confidently think will beat him. Arman Sarukian, Charles Oliveira, Ilia Topuria, and Max Holloway. You believe comfortably beat. And Paddy and Gaethje as well. They all comfortably beat Paddy.
Gaethje.
So Paddy's in trouble now. I know it's one loss, but he's in trouble.
I don't
now.
think he's in trouble, bro. I don't think he's in trouble.
Do you think
I
he
think
he ever touches undisputed gold?
that's hard. With
Ilia
the crop.
Topuria, Charles Oliveira, Gaethje.
I mean, if Topuria fights, he's younger, he's better, more skilled, and
He doesn't have a chance against Topuria. You think he has a chance? You think Paddy has a chance against Ilia Topuria? No chance.
No, but
Gaethje doesn't have a chance.
nah, yeah, and that we'll get into that. That's a murder live at the White House.
Because even Gaethje, I thought Gaethje did enough to win, but even Gaethje's defense wasn't great. He was getting hit. If
The
Ilya
uppercut,
hits you- if
the
Ilya hits you
uppercut,
with those same punches, you're in trouble.
yeah, the uppercut against the cage for Paddy, yeah, he ate them, but Topuria will just,
It's too smart.
yeah, he's way more technical. But I don't, honestly, I think you're being harsh.
No, listen, Paddy will have a good career in the UFC. He'll have a long career. He'll be a top 10 fighter for me. But
Nah, man.
if the picture stays the same, if it's the same crop of fighters that are currently at the
So you
top,
think
he's not
you
gonna do
think
anything
it's a
to him.
skill deficit more than he made the wrong choices yesterday?
I think he has a skill deficit.
I think he just made the wrong choices.
Because even when I predicted Paddy to win, a lot of people were saying, look at Paddy's resume. And I was ignoring it. But if you really look at his resume, he's only really got that Chandler win. Other than that,
Yeah, but
there are wins against guys who are outside of the top 15, if I'm correct. And his win against Chandler was a Chandler that had 3 fights.
No, I think
three losses on the bounce.
I hear that. I think Paddy will be kicking himself because that was a winnable fight.
Exactly.
You're saying
And that's
Gaethje was.
that's the most winnable fight out of the top 5.
I know, but you said Gaethje beats him 9 out of 10 times.
After that performance, yeah. After that fight, yeah. Because that wasn't even Gaethje at his best. That's not even Gaethje at his best.
Yeah, but Gaethje's not gonna get better than that.
Who's to say Paddy will get better?
Paddy will get better.
That Chandler win was a Chandler.
Forget
lost 3
no,
fights
but
on the
listen.
bounce.
Forget about the Chandler win.
All right, on what basis do you think Paddy will beat Gaethje? On what basis? On what performance?
If
On
he
what
does,
win?
if he
What's he done to show it?
sticks to the third, how he fought in the third round, stays disciplined, and actually tries to implement wrestling, hurts him with the jab, busts him up, continues the leg kicks, and once he has Gaethje a little bit stunned and a little bit buzzed, he goes for a single or a double when he's fresh and not, his brain's not touching his skull the whole time, then I think he's got a real chance. The time he got his hands locked, he's knackered. He got beat up, and even his mentality is like, my face ain't gonna change. Like Gaethje's face gonna change. He was telling DC, don't think about booking any golf with Gaethje because he's not gonna be able to play. And that mentality, I hear it, but I know that he'll just be like, yeah, lesson learned. But you're right. Gaethje was probably the most winnable. Out of all the guys you said, Gaethje was the most winnable one.
Holloway would not have let him off the hook after those 2 rounds at the start. Ilia Topuria, he's in big trouble. Arman Sarukian, he's in trouble. All right, it's more of a grappling match, but he's in trouble.
Do you want me to be honest? I think...
And he's lucky Makhachev went up in weight.
Yeah, Makhachev.
Exactly. And for me, you look at the lightweight, this is not a good look for the lightweight division as well because Paddy's performance and Gaethje, who's past it, let's be real, he's past it. He's not in his prime.
38.
Yeah, he's not the same guy.
38.
If they're still at the top of the division, I think this just solidified welterweight being the best weight class in the UFC.
Yeah, lightweight.
Would Paddy be in contention to fight for a belt at if he was a welterweight? And you've got all those killers at welterweight. I don't think he would.
No, welterweight is definitely... Lightweight's been the cream of the crop of the UFC for a while.
Yeah, but Prime McGregor's gone.
Tony
Eddie
Ferguson.
Alvarez is gone. A prime Tony Ferguson's gone. A prime Khabib's
Poirier.
gone. Makhachev's gone up in weight. A prime Poirier is gone. All the top guys have gone. You've only got Oliveira left from that crop. And even Oliveira, give it a couple years, he's going to be faster as well. And Gaethje, yeah. So the lightweight. And there's no young blood coming through at lightweight, unless you know anything that I don't. Is there anyone coming up at lightweight that you think will break into the top 10?
That'll break into the top 10.
That's like a star caliber fighter, not your just average top 10.
Nah, actually, right here, right now, there's not really no one.
Exactly. So unless there's a featherweight that's going to go up in weight, which Max Holloway's just done, or Volk might do it his last couple of fights.
You're even looking like, it's like
There's not lightweight.
10
not
to
looking good for
15.
lightweight.
But you said Rufi
Yeah, but even Rufi, I was mentioning Rufi, but Benoit sort of
killed the hype a little bit.
exactly. So
You like same with Bahamundes. He had a fight against Fiziev. He got pushed back. So even in people breaking into the top 15, it's like, yeah, you still have Dan Hooker who's part of that crop as well.
Yeah.
Like, you know what I'm saying?
but Dan's always been sort of gatekeeper. You know, since that war he had with Poirier, his chin's never been the same. But even with Paddy, why I'm so disappointed from him as well, he's missing out on a career payday. He would have made millions.
Yeah. That fight
He would
against
have made millions.
that fight against Ilya
against Ilya
Topuria,
at the White
both
House.
undefeated in the UFC, would have been
At the
cash
White House
money.
as well, he would have made millions upon millions. And now they're gonna do Gaethje, Ilya, and I believe that's a 1-minute job. And I know people are gonna get onto me, but I'll give him the benefit of the doubt. That's a 1-round job. I'll give him that because Ilya is not gonna let him off. If Ilya can flatline Charles Oliveira the way he did, he'll do worse to Gaethje.
Oliveira went full bozo mode though. But Gaethje's more prone to go full bozo mode.
And who's the more technical fighter, Oliveira or Gaethje? Who has the crisper hands?
Yeah, well,
Oliveira.
we saw it.
Oliveira has much crisper hands. Oliveira's a lot better than him. Sharp as well on the feet.
And we saw Oliveira's not finished, like how he
Exactly.
handled Gamrot
He's
and
not-
stuff.
He destroyed Gamrot. So it's still Oliveira that was coming off a win. Listen, fair play to Gaethje. He's gonna. Obviously, he said he's gonna retire if he doesn't win the belt. I think he loses against Ilya, but at least he loses in a respectable way, and he can go out on a career high payday. So fair play to Gaethje as well. He's gonna make a lot of money against Ilya. Fair play to him.
Well, let's see if Ilya, like, it sounds like his stuff's getting resolved. He said he wants to fight.
I mean,
Like,
he was active on Twitter after the fight, so
Yeah,
hopefully he can come through. Maybe Paddy, if he wants to get back on the horse quickly, can ask to fight on the undercard against Arman, but I doubt he'll do that.
I think. Well, I was gonna get into that. I think the fight to make, because Arman's in, like, I can't think of a fighter who's more in a sticky situation than Arman right now, because you got. So obviously Gaethje's gonna fight Topuria because he's the interim champion now. You got Max and you got Max and Oliveira, which would both be rematches for Topuria, which would be crazy.
Yeah.
So I don't think they would get a shot. But if Arman was to beat Paddy in the meantime, that would be a huge fight. I can't lie.
Yeah, it's good for Arman as well, beating a guy who just fought for the interim belt. It's good for him.
I
But
think
then
Arman
you've
needs to
also
stay
got the
active.
You've also got the BMF fight coming up. Oliveira versus Holloway. He might be eyeing that. You know, there's a few options for him. I know Gaethje came out and said if he does beat Ilya, or if he can't fight Ilya, if Ilya still has his issues, instead of fighting Arman, defending his interim, he would like to fight the winner of Oliveira versus Holloway, 2 guys that he has a loss against.
Gaethje, yeah.
So he doesn't have a say in it. Of course, the UFC will have the final say, but the
What
UFC
about-
could absolutely,
What about if, because
they could do Arman dirty by giving him that fight.
yeah, or what for Paddy, for example, BSD fights next week. If BSD smashes Dan Hooker, England v France.
Yeah, I mean, we'll see where Paddy's head's at. Of course, I think he went to the hospital straight after the fight. I don't think he's got any injuries. Hopefully, there's nothing wrong with him.
it's just-
But it will be wise for him to get back on the horse
yeah.
and stay in shape. And
That's why I don't.
spiral as well.
That's why I don't think it's just skill issue. It's making the wrong choices at critical times.
I just think, he doesn't beat a lot of the top guys. And I've gone through the list. I don't think he beats them. And even that BSD fight, I know you said he beats BSD. I don't think you can confidently say that. Confidently say BSD loses to
So
Paddy.
does BSD beat Gaethje?
Nah, he doesn't beat Gaethje. He doesn't beat Gaethje. But he has a better chance of beating Gaethje than Paddy,
No.
in my opinion. Because he'll have more on the feet.
No,
He has
because
more power than
BSD will go car crash for car crash. He can't
Yeah.
just stay on the outside and
Yeah, but Paddy, but I don't know. That performance for me just opened my eyes a bit. And then I went down a bit of a spiral. I looked at Paddy's resume again. And other than that, Chandler win. And I keep saying it. If Chandler was 0-3, sorry, he lost 3 fights in a row.
Yeah,
You know
but
what I mean?
it's not just about resume. Look at Makachev before he fought Oliveira. His resume wasn't great.
Yeah, I'm sure he had a decent win though. He had a win against a young Armor Sarukian.
Yeah, Dan Hooker, Bobby
Yeah.
Green, like
Yeah,
it's in the same
but
sort.
he was finishing these guys, man. He was finishing. He
Yeah,
finished
and
Dan
Paddy was
Hooker.
on a.
He finished Dan Hooker. He finished Bobby Green as well. You know.
Yeah, so Paddy finished Chandler and he finished. So I don't know. Like
Even
I'm
Moicano.
not gonna stick.
Where's Moicano at?
No,
Money Moicano. Do Moicano Paddy.
Nah,
I know they got a little history.
that ship sailed.
Yeah, no, I know it's still.
But yeah, nah, I don't know. We disagree on that. I think if Gaethje and Paddy fight 10 times, I think it's way closer.
What do you think? 5-5?
I think it's 5-5.
No. I think now looking at that, and I know people are gonna say I'm just switching, I'm flip flopping because I did say Paddy would win, but after that, I think the skill gap is too much. Even though he did, him coming back was just.
It's not a skill gap.
It was durability. That was all of that. Yeah, him winning. Even the round he won, did it look good?
What, Paddy?
Was it a pretty round?
It was solid. I can't lie. He was landing a job.
And even that fifth round when they were swinging wild, it was just look. He's tough.
You can't fight.
Paddy's. I can't lie. Paddy's a tough fight for everybody as well. Apart from Ilya, it's not an easy fight, but I just don't think he'll win. Against
But
Charles,
you don't go
it's a tough fight for Charles because this guy's tough. He's tough.
But you don't go car crash for car crash with Justin Gaethje.
Then that's an IQ thing, isn't it?
Yeah, that's what I'm
That's a
saying.
camp
That's
thing.
But
That's
that's
a-
a choice thing.
No, but that's an IQ thing. So it's like he knows Gaethje's strengths are when you get in a car crash with him. So why do that?
The only guy that you can, there's only a few guys that if you go car crash for car crash with, you know, when Gaethje was going car crash with Oliveira, it didn't work.
With Holloway, it didn't work, and with Poirier, it worked
Well,
and didn't work.
yeah,
1-on-1.
Yeah, 1-on-1, exactly.
So yeah, but other than that, it's not wise to stand in the center of the cage in
With
boxing
Justin.
range. with
Dirty
Gaethje.
boxing, yeah, no, of
You
course.
can't do that. He's got too much power. But I thought it would be a grappling clinic. Honestly, I
Mhm.
thought he'd get him down, and I still believe if he had got him down and had top control, Gaethje was in trouble
Mhm.
because Paddy's got very good jiu-jitsu. But even Paddy's takedown attempts, he went for a lot of trips that didn't come off. It just didn't look good. Maybe
It was tired.
maybe he'll come out after the fight and say something was up.
No, I
Hopefully he
don't-
doesn't. Hopefully he doesn't.
I don't
but,
think so.
Yeah, he didn't look as good as he did against Chandler.
No, for sure.
have to
Nah,
say.
I mean, Gaethje's better than Chandler.
Yeah, he is,
Let's
yeah.
not lie.
Even that Chandler fight, another fight. Chandler was doing alright against Gaethje before he got finished.
Yeah, but that's when Chandler was
You know,
Chandler was coming off that Oliveira fight. You know, he went straight into basically into a title fight. Like that's when that division was just going mad. When Oliveira won the vacant championship against Chandler and then beat up Poirier and Gaethje back to back.
Yeah.
That was a mad. That was when the lightweight division was flying.
Yeah.
And then
Makachev as
obviously
well.
Makachev came through and taught everybody a lesson. But we'll quickly move on to the co-main event. That wasn't originally supposed to be the co-main event, but it slotted in because of Nunes and Harrison being cancelled, which that looks bad. But just going on it.
Yeah, I think
quickly.
they need to put up an interim belt then. But then who does Nunes fight for that interim belt? There's really no one else.
Yeah, no, she's just gonna have to wait.
then
But
how- it
Harrison,
looks
like
a bad
she
injury.
broke her neck or something like that.
Yeah, she had to have surgery. So
She had
she's
to have
out
surgery
for
on-
6 months minimum.
Yeah. But yeah, going back to the co-main, we had Song Yadong against Sean O'Malley, and this played out exactly how I thought it would. I'll be honest. I think Song's starting to get that reputation where he's the nearly man.
Mm.
He's a bit in that Corey Sanhagen,
Yeah.
you know what I'm saying, sort of area where like you look at him and you're like, this guy's skilled. He's strong, he's fast, he's dangerous. Saying that, O'Malley did say like I was having like real thoughts that maybe this guy would be as quick as me. He wasn't as quick as Sean O'Malley. Sean O'Malley on the feet. When there's no like Marab absolute zombied off trying to take him down, like Sean O'Malley on the feet is a problem.
Mhm.
He's too crisp.
No, he's slick. He looked good. I can't lie. He looked very good. My worries for O'Malley was he did get taken down a couple of times, but he showed good fight, got back up. But on the feet, he looked too good. And he's always been good on the feet. But I don't think that win, I know this might sound harsh, but it doesn't teach us anything about O'Malley. I still think, I mean, If
Yeah, but it's
Yan's the
important.
champion, it's a good fight for him. It's a striking matchup. But
I think, yeah,
does he beat Marab again? I don't think he does.
I think if it's the Yan that fought Marab that we saw,
Yeah. No, he's in trouble. Like I think
Yan,
I think Yan will
if
win.
it's the Yan, I'll be honest, and do you know what? Like we're gonna get onto Sean O'Malley, but also, oh my gosh, the UFC, that Umar against Figueiredo fight was a nothing burger. Why is Umar fighting Figueiredo? Honestly,
I just think Umar wants to get some fights.
I know, but
that might
was
be
a
Umar's team. That might
nothing
be
burger.
Umar's team or his management saying, "Listen,
That was
get a couple wins before you fight." For the belt
Honestly,
again."
that was a nothing burger. You could have bet your life savings that Umar was gonna
Yeah, I
win
know,
that
but
fight, and on top of that,
that's more of a confidence.
and on
builder.
top of that, Umar's stock doesn't go up though, because you're thinking
No, but
he
it's
was
at the
so.
end of the day,
No.
It's
He
two
was
wins in a
no,
row.
no.
though. It's 2 wins in a row.
That fight is backwards. The fight against Bautista was the harder fight, the more important fight. Why is he fighting that first and then he's fighting Figueiredo? I get being active and stuff, but that fight was.
Well, listen, sometimes fighters have to make money. That just might be a paycheck for him.
I know that Umar's missed a lot of time. He has missed a lot of time because
Well, you
of
know,
injuries and stuff.
that money runs out, man.
But when Figueiredo got offered that fight, he must have been laughing. He got beat by pretty much. Who did he get beat by? Jan beat him. Who else beat him in at 135? A couple people beat him, yeah. And his last fight was against what? Blackshear?
Mm.
And then he wins that and he fights Umar? I don't know. That is mad, to be honest. Like,
But then he missed weight as well.
he missed weight.
This
He
is a
even weighed in at
flyweight. No,
130.
this is a flyweight coming up to bantamweight, missing weight. He did say there were some issues with his fly.
He missed weight. He looked slow. Figueiredo is not a top 10 bantamweight as we
No.
speak right now.
Yeah,
No, he's not.
yeah, right now.
And I get that Umar wants to be active and stuff, but like that was just like I saw that and I'm like Umar, I rate Umar so highly, and he was a smidge away from beating Marab. You know, it was 2-2, and then he gassed out like, and then you're giving him Figueiredo after he beat Bautista, and Bautista I rate highly as well. Bautista's a dog, and that was a great fight. That was a great win. So when they announced this, I was just like,
Speaking of bantamweight as well,
yeah.
Dominic Cruz was put in the Hall of Fame.
Yep.
Let's just speak on his career as well. Do you think he's the greatest bantamweight of all time?
No.
Or top 2, top 3? He's got to be top 3 at least.
Yeah.
I mean, we used to say Aljo was the best. Now we're saying Marab's the best. He's got to be there as well. But then it's a tough one. But he is a legend, and he did revolutionize.
He got riddled by injuries though.
Yeah, no, injuries
his
definitely
injuries
robbed him
really-
of a lot of his career. But he did revolutionize the sport with that footwork and the way he fought. He had such an unorthodox style. Was such a weird style that nobody clocked until maybe Cody and Olaf. But he had a great career, and it was good to see him
His fights against
get
Faber.
recognized. Yeah, no, exactly. His fights against Faber, TJ Dillashaw. He had a good career.
Yeah.
He had a good career. He even has a win against Mighty Mouse as well. I know that wasn't a prime Mighty Mouse, but still, it's a good name to have on your resume. So
Yeah.
no, he's a legend for sure.
But yeah, going back to Sean O'Malley against Song Yadong, that puts Song Yadong for me in a place where it's like, yeah, he's and it's not a good place to be when Song's like 26, no? 27.
He's still young.
He's still young, but he puts him in a position where like he can obviously turn things around, but it puts him in a position where he's really good, but there's something he needs to fix. There's something he needs to fix because he loses close fights. He won a round against Jan. He looked good up until a certain moment when he fought Sanhagen. You know, all of these fights where he's fighting the people around him. He won the first round for me. Was it the first round that he won? No, he won the second round, right? Against Sean O'Malley.
Yeah.
But there's just, I don't know. Does he lose his focus? Does he get comfortable? Does he feel like he's ahead?
Is that you? Do you think that's you making excuses for him though? Is it a skill thing? Is it a skill thing? Because you know you've got Pitian, you got Pitian at the top, you got Marab, you got O'Malley, you got these top guys.
If it was a
Umar
skill
as well,
okay, but
does he beat these guys?
If it was a skill thing, why is he taking rounds off them?
Yeah, but you can take rounds off, but then if you keep losing fights, it is a skill thing because I know you can.
No,
have that
when
round,
I
but
say
all that means is he's winning a round and his opponents are clocking onto what he's doing and they make the adjustments and come back. So it's still a skill thing. If it was a 5-rounder, would he have won that?
no.
He wouldn't have won that. So You know, did you have confidence in him winning the later in the later rounds?
The thing is that when I think of a skill thing, I think like a Hamzat DDP.
Yeah,
that's
a big gap. But
that's what I'm saying.
I know what you mean. I know what you mean. The skill, it's not as big a gap as that. Obviously.
I'm saying he's taken. When you get a round taken, like when you lose a round, like for example, that's why I'm talking about intangibles with Paddy. When he lost the first 2 rounds and then he rallied and won the third, these are the sort of things that, you know, you take notice of because it's not easy. It's it'd be much easier to just be like, I'm 2 down. You know what I'm saying? Like I need to put out the fire. I need to win the next one, or I'm gonna have to finish this fight. And these sort of things. Yodong fights a lot of 3-rounders. He's never a main event. Very rarely he's a main event. So his fights are always 15 minutes. And I don't know. I just feel like he fades a little bit. You know he's gonna start well, or he's gonna have a moment in there, or he might win a round against the best in the world. You know, but he probably won't win that fight. And I think Sean O'Malley, you know, the first round was pretty close. Nothing really happened in there. But it's and that was the big thing about yesterday as well. It's how you end these fights. The third round is so critical because you might, let's say you definitely lost the first or the second. The third one counts. If there's one round that's reasonably close, and the guy wins the third round, or the girl, for example, Silva against Rose, where she convincingly won the third round, it plays a factor for the judges. Yeah, it really does. Because it's like, and maybe it shouldn't, but they're like, well, for me, I can't give this decision to the fighter that in the third won it convincingly when there's a round that's up for grabs. And maybe if you're not even thinking about the third, you think maybe she won the first, but I don't know. It's what have you done for me recently? And I think we saw that yesterday with the Sean O'Malley fight, because the first was close. The third was Sean O'Malley's round, and the second one was Song Yadong. And same with Silva. I think it was the first. The first was Nama Yunus, or the second one was close, and then the third was.
Yeah, it all goes back down to that third round, and you have to be smart with it as well. You've got to make sure that third round you look good, and some people did it. It's just a mental thing. And you said Son Yadong is what, 26, 27? He's still young.
He's been here for ages.
He could incorporate that into his game, maybe to push to win the later rounds.
But he looked way slower than that. He looked way slower than Sean.
Out early on and just show it in the later rounds. But then O'Malley's a veteran as well. I know he's young as well, but O'Malley was champion. O'Malley's been in there with pretty much everyone. O'Malley's been around, been there, done that. So even though they're close in age, O'Malley's a veteran in there, and he has a lot more experience than
so let's say you're matchmaker for 135. What are you doing?
That's the thing. It all depends on what state Marab is in. It all depends on that. He's attending fights, Marab. He looks like he's good to go. I think it's very harsh to not give Marab his trilogy against PTN. But O'Malley is there. You've got to give O'Malley respect as well. And then Umar is also hanging around. I know you said that Figueiredo fight does nothing for his stock, but on paper, it's 2 wins in a row post his loss against his loss against Marab. So you've got a difficult decision to make.
But
I think what the UFC will do is give Marab a trilogy.
Yeah.
Even though I think Marab should relax a bit. He fought 4 times last year.
I think, do you want me to be honest?
Yeah.
I think it's pretty much self-explanatory how they should do this. Marab should get his rematch. I think he deserves it, considering the run. Do I think he wins again? I'm not sure. I think Peter Yan might have figured it out, but that's obviously, if they announce it, we can go more in depth. I think Umar Sean O'Malley.
Yeah, and just put it on the same card. Put it on the same card.
I think
put it all on that White House card.
I think Umar Sean O'Malley. Now I know Corey Sanhagen's putting his name in that hat to fight Sean O'Malley, and that would be a great striking match.
That's always been a fight everyone has wanted to see. But
I think for title aspirations,
he has to fight up.
And I think for Umar beating Sean O'Malley would be a huge. It would be a huge scalp.
Of course,
it would
that would be his best win.
And I think if Sean O'Malley was to beat Umar, that's guaranteed. Like he's getting the next shot
Yeah.
again.
That's the guy who gave.
Because
Morales his toughest fight prior to PTN.
if he was to beat Song Yadong and then Umar, that's deserving of getting back in there for the title. And I think Sanhagen maybe should fight Zahabi, who's on the streak right now.
He's doing his thing.
I think he deserves a crack at a top 5. Peyton Talbot's now 11th, by the way.
Peyton Talbot's another one who's eyeing a big fight. You know, Peyton should be more active calling people out. He should be chasing a guy like Sanhagen. He should be chasing, you know, a guy like Sonya Dong.
Yeah.
Just to get a big win for him because he looked very good in his last fight.
Figueiredo was ranked 6th.
Yeah,
I think Vera's been announced against David Martinez. It wouldn't surprise me if they do Bautista against Talbot.
That's a
great
tough
scrap.
But then that's a tough fight for
That would be
even though Bautista lost against Umar,
Mm.
he's a good fighter. That guy, he's a good fighter. He's not no slouch.
No, Bautista's good, man.
Bautista's a tough fight for anyone.
Yeah, anyone in that
division. Yeah.
So
But bantamweight again, standing strong. I've always said one of the top divisions in the UFC, and I think it's just behind welterweight slightly in terms of competitiveness. You've always got a good crop of fighters coming through as well at bantamweight, which is what I like. It's not stale like lightweight.
let's go to the next fight, and it was Derek Lewis against Waldo Acosta.
Yeah, I think it's time for Derek Lewis to maybe think about retirement.
Yeah.
Because that was it wasn't great from Derek Lewis. And
that went exact
for Waldo Costa. I think we need to push him more, and the UFC needs to push him because heavyweight doesn't have many contenders, and even now Aspinall looks like he's going to be out for a while. You know,
where's Pavlovich? I swear I ain't seen Pavlovich in ages. Is he booked or what? Because Acosta against Pavlovich should be a scrap, no? You don't think so?
Even a guy like Curtis Blades, he's still around. You know.
Yeah, Pavlovich is still ranked 3. Volkov.
Exactly, but then Cyril Gane's guaranteed his next fight will be a title fight. So, yeah, it's tough. What do you do an interim belt? I'd even push Costa to do an interim fight with Gane. Why not? Because if Aspinall, because they're saying Aspinall needs to have surgery, but nothing's come out. I think the eye injury is more serious than people think, because there's been no updates since. They're just saying he's struggling.
Since the surgery, yeah.
I don't think he's even had the surgery.
No, he has.
Or they're saying it's going to be a second surgery.
No, he done one eye and then he went to get the second eye done. He had to get surgery on both. But I don't know how successful the surgery was.
Yeah, exactly. And even then, he has to get back in the cage. How do we know? Exactly, he has to get used to getting punched again. Yeah. He's going to have PTSD, Aspinall, because that kind of eye poke is going to mess him up mentally. He might not be the same fighter.
Well, we'll have to wait and see. But yeah, I agree. That Derek Lewis is what, 41 now?
Yeah, he had a fun career. He's
most
been a
knockouts, most knockouts in the UFC.
Yeah, hard hitter. He had a good career, but you know, I say see out his contract. I don't know how many fights he's got left on his contract, but I doubt they'll offer him another contract. But yeah, he had a good career. It's not anything against him, but yeah, it didn't look good.
We'll go through a few more of the fights. Obviously, Natalia Silva beat Rose Namajunas. That pretty much confirms that Silva will get a title shot in the flyweight division. Yeah. So I don't know. Rose is always, you don't know what you're gonna get with Rose. So
Rose had a great run though in her prime when she had that belt. She also has a win over Zhang Weili. She has wins against Joanna. She's got some crazy wins on her record.
Yeah, but she also got stinkers.
Yeah, I know.
Like the Carla Esparza fight, which was hands down the worst fight I've ever seen in my life. That Adesanya Romero, like, it's in the same realm.
Yeah. It's not as bad as Derek Lewis and Ghana, though, is it?
That's a top 3 right there. In the last 10 years, that's a top 3 right there.
But Derek Lewis and Ghana was the worst because you expected a madness. 2 heavy hitters, and it was a stinker. But with Rose, you're right. You don't know what to expect from her. I think she's still young. I don't know how old she is. Maybe mid-30s. It's not too bad, but yeah, I don't know where Rose goes from here. And we might not even see Rose for a year or 2 now. Yeah. She just goes missing sometimes.
For me, up there with one of the fights of the nights was Arnold Allen against Gene Silva. And do you know what?
I thought Arnold did all right.
I think Allen done well.
It's just John Silva was relentless and when John Silver would land, you could see in Arnold's face that it was getting to him.
Yeah.
But in terms of closeness
Skill.
of the fight, that fight 10 times.
Do you feel like Allen's another one where he's a nearly man?
Yeah,
It's difficult. It's difficult.
yeah. Because
But I
mean,
think-
to
I
have
think-
any title aspirations, Arnold, you've got
The lack of
you've
momentum.
got to beat John Silver.
The lack of momentum for him is just like if he was on the horse all the time, like fighting 2-3 times a year minimum, being in the cage, like he's only lost to Holloway and Evloev. And the Evloev fight was close. The Holloway, he went 5 rounds. Gene Silva, that fight was close. He's very doable. He doesn't get finished. I think it's just he
Yeah.
needs to do a bit more to
mean,
like
It's tough. It's tough.
to really put himself like in a place where there's no question he's winning those fights. I think Gene Silva's just a mad guy.
Yeah.
Do you know when we
You see that little clip of him seeing the belt and he
Surfboard.
started crying.
yeah.
Yeah, he's
He's
not.
intense, bro.
He's not. Yeah, he's not all there, is he?
No.
But yeah, no, it was. I feel bad for Arnold because people are going to look at that and think, oh, he lost again. But it was actually a good performance. It wasn't even like he had a stinker.
No.
Just Gene Silva showed more poise. He looked like the more experienced fighter.
Mm.
He knew what to do to nick rounds, and that's all it was.
So who do you think Gene Silva beats?
I think Gene Silva still needs another win.
No, but do you think he beats? I'll name the people above him that he hasn't fought yet. Evloev,
Nah, I don't think he beats Evloev.
yeah.
Yeah, it is a good fight, but I think would beat him.
Lerone Murphy,
I think Lerone wins.
Aljamain Sterling,
That's a close fight. I can't call that one.
Zalal.
Zalal,
That's a great fight as
that's
well.
a great fight, but the way Zalal's looking, but then Zalal's last win was what, Emmett?
Yeah.
Yeah, but then Emmett's not on the level of these guys. so-
Steve Garcia as well.
Yeah.
Kevin Vallejos.
Mm.
He smoked what's his name? Chikadze. I don't know. Like Gene Silva is one of them. Like when he beat Mitchell, and he was coming up against Lopez, I was like, it's not looking too good for Lopez. Like Lopez is my boy, and he's fighting next week. And before we finish this episode, we need to do a little prediction because I'm sticking with my guns. The first fight, I said I think Lopez is gonna do it. I'm sticking with that prediction. You know when we're talking about it's just little tweaks. I feel like that would be the case for Lopez, but yeah, I don't know if Silva's just a guarantee he's gonna fight for the belt this time next year.
Yeah. I mean,
He does fight. He does fight regularly though.
Yeah. It was a good one for Silva, I have to say. It was a good performance, but he needs another win. He needs another
He needs 1 or 2. He's
then-
10 now.
win. Yeah. But then I'd do Lerone versus Gene Silva, but then does Lerone want to fight again before his
No, Lerone's
In
fighting Evloev.
Oh yeah, he's fighting Evloev, yeah. Then you've got to do the Aljo fight unless Aljo's booked. Is Aljo booked?
No,
Yeah, do the Aljo fight.
I'll just coming off a win though. Why would he want to fight number? Gene
there's-
Silva's just fighting ahead of him.
But Gene Silva's coming off a win as well. Who was Aljo's last win?
Well, to be fair, Gene Silva will be ranked either 7th or 6th because this hasn't updated yet. I don't know. We'll have to wait and see.
But featherweight's looking alright as well. I say featherweight is more competitive.
And you got to think, like, realistically, by the end of next week, Volk might be retired.
You think so? I think he has another fight at lightweight.
At lightweight,
Yeah.
what if he gets sparkled?
But I just think he wants revenge against Ilya.
Yeah, but if he gets sparkled by Lopez, he's not getting no revenge.
Yeah, I think he beats Lopez, innit? You think Lopez wins, but
I need Lopez to win.
Lopez has to win, though. I've said it before. You can't lose twice to the champion in your weight class. He's in trouble.
I need him to win. I love Volk, but it's one of them ones where I need to see Lopez champ. Going back to the card, I can't believe this went decision. Atiba Gaethje. He was minus 1,000 favorite, and it went to a decision.
Hey, listen, it happens. People were getting onto him saying, "Oh, he's been."
I think he hurt his hand or something.
Yeah,
He
but
hurt his
listen,
elbow.
You can't finish everyone, and this is a good learning curve for him. As a youngster, you need to go the 4 rounds.
Yeah,
You know, it was a 3 rounder. He experienced 3 rounds. He didn't look like he gassed,
yeah.
which is good.
Another Brit, Modestus Bukauskas for Krylov. Bit of a setback for Modestus, I'll be honest, losing that fight. Considering
Krylov's been
Krylov,
around how many years?
yeah,
He's a vet.
but he lost 2 in a row, and last time out, Reyes sparkled him nice. So you got to think like you want to test that chin. So we'll see. Probably Modestus goes back to the drawing board. I don't know. He has to figure out to crack into that top 15 because I feel like he's always been in and around. Whenever he goes on a good streak and he gets a crack to be ranked, he suffers a setback. So we'll have to wait and see. Alex Perez against Charles Johnson. Johnson was all over the gaff. He got hit with some bombs by Alex Perez, and that's mad that Charles Johnson knocked out Joshua Van.
Yeah.
That is wild, isn't it? Like, that's such a wild
Shows
thing.
MMA math doesn't work, you know.
MMA math does not work.
Doesn't exist.
Oh, hold on. Bautista is booked. I'm snoozing.
Against who?
Vinicius Oliveira
I didn't even know that.
in a main event. It must be at the Apex. Damn, that's gonna be a scrap. That's gonna be a scrap. I won't lie. So yeah, as a whole, before we'll do a few predictions for UFC 325 next week. But as a whole, would you rank the card? Quickly before we should talk about the Hernandez and that fight getting pulled.
Yeah, apparently it was weird. Something to do with the betting odds were fluctuating.
Yeah, and you get a phone, and Dana and the UFC got a phone call saying like the odds are just going all over.
And
the
Dana
gaff.
just said literally, I don't want to go through this again because last time when that happened and they let the fight go on, they were under investigation.
The guy lost in the first round. Yeah,
they were under investigation with the FBI. I don't know the update on that, but they don't want to go through that again, so Dana just pulled it. And both fighters are going to be investigated. But
that's so wild though. Like that's some movie stuff. Like honestly, like you're
I
about
just think the UFC don't want to get sued.
Oh, and the guy fainting at the weigh-ins as well.
Yeah.
It was definitely been a hectic fight week.
It's a great way to kick off.
I think the main event was it was entertaining. Like, and I think there was a lot of also now the bonuses have changed. So you get a bonus for a finish. I think that's a good thing.
Yeah.
$25,000.
Yeah, but I think that's a UFC covering for what they're gonna do to fighters now with no pay-per-view points. You know the whole pay-per-view point system.
Yeah.
Fighters used to make.
No, I think they'll figure something out.
No, but that's how fighters made money. People don't know the way the salaries work. You've got your base salary, which is what's announced. But these fighters make money
off the
people don't
pay-per-view
know
points.
about. Pay-per-view points, and they get a salary in the back room as well, or they get a check.
Yeah, that was weird about
with
Gaethje.
that pay-per-view points thing.
Dana was like, I told Gaethje like we're trying to figure something out, and he didn't reply, and I'm like, what?
Yeah.
If I'm Gaethje, like this is getting sorted before I'm in the octagon. Like I get your folks.
Gaethje should have got pay-per-view points that fight, but now he's not going to get it. So how does it work? You know, is there a fixed amount? We don't know. So I think fight of the night's
100 grand now. No,
fight of the night.
It's 100 grand now.
That's them trying to make up for the pay-per-view points. But I think pay-per-view points they were getting millions. You know, no, serious.
Not everyone.
No, some of the top guys were making an extra mil.
Yeah, you would have to pull in some nice numbers
exactly.
Though. Okay, quickly, let's do UFC 325. Let's do the main card quick. There's some bangers on here. Oh my gosh, the main card, there's some bangers. Fiziev and Rufi. Forgot that's next week.
Yeah.
But anyways, let's go. Volk v Lopez.
Volk v Lopez. I think Volkanovski, his experience will come through. I think Volkanovski will make adjustments the second fight, the same way Lopez will. But I just think as a champion, you're just a bit better. That 10%, 20% better we always talk about. I think he's a smarter fighter. He's a more technical fighter. He doesn't have the speed Lopez has. He probably doesn't hit as hard as Lopez. But IQ-wise, I think he's better. Lopez, though, is very dangerous. He's going to come to this fight with a lot of confidence. The way he beat John Silver, he walked him down and smashed him, basically. You know, and this was as John Silver that was smoking everyone.
And John Silver was smoking him in that second round.
Exactly, and he finished him. He's tough. But then that was a firefight. That was a back and forth. That was a slugfest. He's not going to get in a slugfest with Volk. Volk's too smart. Volk's not going to stand there and engage and throw those punches that John Silver threw. Volk's going to fight a lot smarter, a lot technical. can Lopez outsmart Volk? This is going to be a fight of smarts. Who's a smarter fighter?
I think
don't
if
think he's
it's
a smarter fighter. than Volk.
I think you're right. I think if it's a pure IQ fight,
Yeah.
then Lopez is in trouble.
Yeah.
But I think the biggest change for Lopez has to be like he can't just coil back his right hand and think at any moment I'm just gonna land this. He's gonna have to be more proactive. He's gonna have to throw more shots, because the big thing was like Volk went ahead because like Lopez was just like this, stalking him, thinking he's gonna land. And also I think he needs to be a threat on submissions. He needs to be a threat on submissions. So let's say he hurts Volk with a big strike, which could well happen. Bro, when Lopez first came in against Evloev, he was throwing submissions from all over the gaff. And we've seen, Volk survived Brian Ortega's triangle, but like stuff can get synced, you know? And that was Volk was flying when he fought Ortega. Do you remember? I think he could be more prone to get caught with a submission. Honestly, I don't think Volk would be the type to tap, but I think Lopez could hurt him and get a sub, or he just knocks him out. Now, if Lopez hasn't made any adjustments, then he'll lose this fight again. I think everything about this fight is about Lopez, because I think Volk will fight the same way. If it's a IQ, land, pop, move around, pop, move around, 5 rounds, that's Volk's game. I think all the emphasis is about Lopez implementing his game plan, which for me, he has to tweak and not just rely on one big shot and actually try win some exchanges, you know? So, and I think Lopez will do it. I think he's the type to learn. And from what he's been saying as well, he's taken under consideration like where that fight went wrong for him, what he did well, what he didn't do well, and I think he'll make the adjustments, and I think he'll win that fight. Whether he finishes him or it goes 5 rounds, I think Lopez will be champ come next week. That's my prediction. So I'm sticking with that. Then we go co-main. We got Dan Hooker against BSD, and I'm not trying to be funny. I think Dan Hooker's getting smoked.
Yeah, I mean,
I think Dan. I know the
has
fight.
Dan even recovered? I swear he had
It wasn't a, yeah. I don't know if he had an injury.
He
but
looked bad. Is wasn't it? Was it on his eye? That looked bad or something? His orbital.
Against Arman.
Yeah,
I can't remember, but I think BSD just smokes him, to be honest.
and Dan Hooker's a weird fighter though. He'll just pull out the bag sometimes. So I'm gonna go for the wild card here. I'm gonna say Dan Hooker gets it.
Yeah.
There's fights where I think Dan Hooker would lose and he just pulls something out of the bag.
Yeah, but
So yeah,
don't just think like something. Like
I just think. I mean, you have to remember it's a 3-rounder, right? Unless they do
it's
a
a
3-rounder. So yeah, Dan Hooker uses his range, frustrates Benoit. Decision, yeah.
Fiziev against Rufi. That is.
Yeah.
If you asked
me a year ago, I would have said Rufi, but yeah, I think Rufi though. You know, it's a striking matchup.
Do you think Fiziev wrestles?
If Fiziev is smart and game plans right and looks at Rufi and says, listen, this is the way to beat him. He's not got great takedown defense. I can beat this guy. Then he can do it. But Peyton Talbeg, for example, was getting ragdolled. Makes adjustments, and the guy's beating Cejudo. So
taking him down.
Exactly. So Rufi could adopt the same approach.
And he's been training with Volk.
What, Rufi?
Yeah.
Exactly. So
in Thailand.
It looks like Rufi's taking it seriously and he's still an elite striker.
Fiziev's a weird one though.
Yeah.
Because
I think Fiziev is another one to add to your list of
maybes.
He is a maybe guy.
I knew he would beat Bohamundes because I don't feel like Bohamundes is good, but never felt like he was top 10 worthy. He might be further along in his career, but not right now. But yeah, against Gaethje again, I guess that was short notice and stuff. But
final prediction for me, I think Rufi gets it done.
I think Fiziev decision.
And for me, it would be it's hard to finish.
Fiziev
you can't finish Fiziev.
Fiziev's got chin. His man got chins, you know.
He's built like a tank, bro. Yeah, I go Roofy decision.
I'll go Fiziev decision. Tai Tuivasa's back
Fine.
against Talisson Teixeira.
I mean, I hope Ty wins for his own sake.
His record's 15-8 now.
I think he's lost how many fights in a row now?
A fair few, I can't lie.
Yeah. That's a tough one to predict, but
He hasn't fought since 2024.
yeah. And he put on, he ballooned as well, and now he's coming back. He might not even be in great shape for this fight. But for his own sake, I hope he wins. So I'm going to say Ty wins. Tai Tuivasa at stoppage. I don't even see him lasting 3 rounds cardio-wise.
He hasn't won a fight since 2022.
Yeah.
That is a while back. Quillen Salkeld. He's the guy that head kicked Hagparast.
And who's he fighting?
He's fighting Jamie Mullarkey. Jamie Mullarkey. Who sparkled Jamie Mullarkey? Nice. Oh, who was it? Someone that's on the come up sparkled him. Sweet. That's hold on. Oh, it was Rufy.
Yeah.
There you go.
That was the Roofy fight.
Yeah. Rufy sparkled him.
Yeah.
Nicely. I think Salkeld beats Mullarkey.
Yeah.
Salkeld looks good.
Yeah.
I think that's a bit of a... Hagparast was the harder fight, in my opinion. But I get he wants to fight in Australia, so they had to find an opponent. This is an all-Australian matchup. But I think Salkeld's 26. I think if he wins this fight, you could be looking at what's next for him. So maybe in and around close to the top 15, top 20. Yeah. One more fight before he's ranked. But yeah, that's not a bad card. It's weird that we have back-to-back, like...
Pay-per-views, yeah.
Pay-per-views, like...
But pay-per-view doesn't exist. We have to say
on Paramount Plus. But then again, over here, whenever there's a Brit fighting for a belt or in a big fight, we have to pay pay-per-view if you watch on TNT Sports. So
I think that will change though. They said that it's going to be something in the short term.
No, they always do that. When Edwards was fighting Usman, UFC.
No, but that's because the pay-per-view system existed. But now they've got rid of pay-per-view.
No, but for us though.
Yeah, no, I said no.
The Brits, because the only way you get the UFC is through TNT Sports.
Yeah, but they're gonna.
But then they add it on TNT Sports box office.
Yeah, I know what you mean. Yeah, but they said though, because I was listening to an interview that's how it's going to be in the short term. But it's going to mimic the US system where there's no pay-per-views as well.
Yeah.
But I don't know how they're going to do it because you're right. It's only on TNT Sports. Unless TNT don't get anymore.
But yeah, overall, UFC 324 was an entertaining one. Paramount Plus, the start of an era, the start of 2026. And luckily enough, we don't have to wait too long before the next numbered event. UFC 325 next week, Lopez against Volkanovski in Australia. Can't wait for that one. And yeah, that's the end of the episode. Thank you for tuning in. Like I said, make sure to look out for the clips on TikTok and Instagram at PunchesandPundits. And like, comment, and subscribe on YouTube. And if you're listening on any sort of audio platform, make sure to download the episodes. We'll see you lot soon. Peace out.
Yep.